we are doing the similar things, but this time, instead of using one variable, which was the x input for the evaluate function, this time we are going to use two variables. So basically, everything from all the way to generating that range is going to be the same. Now, we are going to cross-reference them. If you remember, when we have like a 20 data points from one place, 20 data points from the other place, when we do the cross-reference, it's just creating a massive connection of all these points together, or all these data points together. And then using the outcome of that as a z-value for the points that we create, which is going to be all these points that is generated here. And then finally, what we are going to do is that we are going to take that and then we're going to create a surface out of the grids. So we learn about loft, we learn about interpolate curve. This time we are going to use surface out of the grids of the points that we have. So we get it back to our grasshopper thing. And if you remember, we have this part, which I'm going to keep it. We need it later on. I am going to copy and paste the first part because I need value for x and I need a value for y. So I'm going to copy and paste this part and bring it down here. Now, the second range is created. Now I'm going to do the cross-reference. So the cross-reference, the first input of it is going to be the data that I get for the x value. The second one will be the y value, and we want it to be holistic. We wanted that cross-reference to be holistic. Now, this time, I have the input from the outcome of the cross-reference. This is going to be my x value, and then the b value is going to be the second one, y value. Now, if I go and double-click on the evaluate, this time, instead of using the previous function that I have, this time, the function that I'm going to use is going to be cosinus x plus sinus y, and the total value divided by 2. So we are going to go here, cosinus x plus sinus y, and just going to put all of them into the parentheses, and I'm going to divide that number by 2. And if you see at the bottom here, there is something that is always giving me if there is an error in my mathematical expression that I put there. So there is no syntax error. We are all good. I'm going to say OK. All right. Now I'm going back to here. Now the evaluate function that I have was, if you remember, if you recall, we have the x and y and the z value. Now because we use the cross-reference, this is going to be our x and y now. So I'm going to use the x. I'm going to put it as an input. And then the b is going to be my y. And the outcome of the evaluate function goes to z value, right? So I'm going to delete this interpolate. I don't need that. If I go back here, you see that I generate a series of points, a grids of points that is going to be in the points of for this surface that I'm creating. Now, the last thing I want is using what we call the surface grid. So I'm going to use surface points. Oh, not that one, sorry. So, surface from points or surface grid. And I'm going to connect the outcome of this into the surface grid. Now, you probably get the error because what it means, this parameter, is the u value. We're going to talk about the u value direction in like a surface later on, but for now we just use the number of steps that we had before, which was 20. So I'm going to connect that to actually not that 20 into this. I need a length of that, so just made a mistake here. Doesn't accept the slider bar. So what I want to do is that I'm going to use the list length, same thing that we used before, length, and then going to get the outcome of this range, and that's going to be giving me the number, which is 21, right? It's not 20, that's why it's giving me error. So, and then connecting that into to u. That was my mistake first time. So it was the wrong number because I used 20 steps, but the outcome of the list was 21. Now, if I go back here, you see that now I generate a surface that I was looking for. Now, what I want you to do is go ahead and finally add the preview, custom preview, and then bring the color switch as well. And give it a white color. So the outcome of this will be this form.